So yesterday, allegations were made to Tenoch Huerta that he had basically sexually assaulted a woman. That was all levied over Twitter. Unsubstantiated claims at that point in time. No one knew exactly what was going on. The woman in question was a known feminist activist. So that's kind of important to a degree when you analyse things like this. And now he's come out rather quickly, actually, and given this statement to Variety. So this is a statement sent directly to Variety. And that's why we're here on their website to take a look at this. Now, Tenoch Huerta, of course, played Namor the Submariner, Namor, in Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. And, you know, these allegations being levied against him, does it ruin his career? Yeah, probably. Is it innocent till proven guilty? Yeah, of course it is. It always is. Does Marvel and Disney have a habit of hiring random sexual predators? Disney mainly pedos at their parks? Yeah, absolutely they do. So, you know, we've got to take a look at this in a fairly, I don't know, unbiased way and take a look. There is a history of this kind of stuff happening under that company. But moving forwards, let's take a look and see what he says about this. Because apparently they were in a relationship. Which I can believe. I can believe that, you know, there is that phrase, you know, like a woman scorned. I can believe that some of this could just be that. So Tenoch Huerta, best known for playing Namor in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, is firing back against a sexual assault allegation made against him by musician Maria Elena Rios. Apparently that woman had an acid attack thrown on her, which is like a massive shame, actually. You know, that's brutal, that's awful. And allegedly that's when she started to turn to this sort of feminist activism, which, you know, I can understand that being the impetus behind that, but potentially misguided if you're making false allegations. So in a statement sent to Variety and published on his Instagram, Huerta called Rios' claims false and completely unsubstantiated, adding, "I cannot let it go unchallenged any longer." I mean, you didn't really let it go unchallenged for very long, but okay. "About a year ago, I dated Elena for several months," Huerta wrote. "It was entirely consensual at that time, as countless others can attest. And throughout, it was a loving, warm, and mutually supportive relationship. After it ended, however, Elena began to misrepresent our interactions, both privately and in front of groups of mutual friends." Now, as a guy, speaking to other guys, and also women out there, you'll have friends, women, friends. We all know people that have done this. So I can believe that there is a thread of truth to this. Absolutely I can. As a result, a few months ago I engaged a legal team to commence the appropriate actions to protect my reputation and refute these irresponsible and false accusations that can cause great prejudice and damage. Although I am by no means perfect, I know that these allegations are simply untrue, and while I will always work to improve myself, I need to contest claims that are both false and offensive. So, yeah, I mean, she levied pretty major claims. You know, he was a sexual predator, a violent sexual predator, actually, was what she said. Huerta added in his statement, "I'm deeply grateful to my family and the people who have supported me, and greatly appreciate everyone who is willing to look at the facts and reflect before rushing to an untrue and unjust conclusion." Now, here's the interesting thing moving forwards, right? Marvel hasn't said that Namor will appear in any MCU movies moving forward. They're also not available for comment, as you can see here. They're not responding to Variety for comment. And it looks like this could be a great opportunity for them to cut ties with Tenoch Huerta without any sort of public backlash, essentially. That's what I can believe that's probably what they could or would and may do. Well, we're not firing him, we just haven't hired him. Very, very similar to Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, Superman situation, where they blatantly fired him, but they just said, well, we didn't renew his contract, we didn't hire him. Alright then, okay, cool. way to beat around the bush, but say exactly the same bloody thing. But never mind. So, this is an interesting kind of point for conversation and discussion. The comparison, of course, to Jonathan Majors is not necessarily a worthy one, or one which is fully substantiated. But I mean, at the end of the day, you've got a character, Namor, that realistically you can phase out pretty quickly and easily with very little backlash. You haven't announced anything, so you could just phase him out pretty quickly, pretty easily, without calls for boycotts or that you have boycotted him or anything along those lines. With respect to the likes of Jonathan Majors as Kang, you've built an entire phase 4 and 5 and 6 around him, so that becomes a little bit more tricky. I can believe that they may want to just sort of quietly phase out Tenoch, through fear of backlash from anyone, which I think is probably what they could do or would do here. I think it's a shame. It shows a lack of spine. I think at the end of the day you should own these things and just go, yeah, no, look, we phased them out because bad publicity, I guess, but they can't do that. So there you have it. I mean, there's not much else really to say on this, to be fair. Do I believe this? It's difficult. Disney and Marvel, both, Disney specifically, do have a habit of hiring predators, paedophiles, namely. They have a history of that. We've seen it in the press. Near enough every single year, there are arrests being made at Disney parks. Their parks and resorts because of people diddling kids. This happens pretty bloody often. Now, whether that's Disney not doing their background checks or not, or the fact that obviously these people are, looking to work for Disney because they know that they have ease of access to their prey, as it were, who knows? Or maybe it's a combination. Who knows? But it's not good. It's not a good look. And at the end of the day, they don't really do very good background checks, because if the situation surrounding Jonathan Majors comes true and he is found guilty, then it lends credence and substantiates the other claims levied against him, that most people knew he was this individual that was doing these kind of things, and then the background checks just weren't done. But whatever, it is what it is. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.